I saw a tweet a couple months ago of somebody asking for an Austin barbecue place that specialized in smoked vegetables, and nobody responded. And I kind of realized that there was a big opening there, and there was something that, you know, we should be doing. Our entire thing is just about being different and kind of pushing the boundaries. So that's really where we have the best success, is trying to find that Venn diagram of like barbecue and then like vegetarian. Took a couple different tries with the spice rub, but we landed on like a harissa style. They take on almost meat-like qualities. Cauliflower burnt ends is the dish. You know, there's people that come up and order that are just like, nope, I don't want any veggies, no nothing, just give me that meat by the pound. And we love those people. You know, we also have people who don't want to eat something heavy, who want something vegetarian, and they want to participate in barbecue. I think us delivering that to them is just as important as giving the meat eaters what they want. And we're gonna smoke them all off. We'll season it, we'll smoke it whole, we'll take it off, we'll re-season it again, and we'll put it back on and char it. I'm doing a Lincoln log pattern because you want maximum surface area to get exposed to both the fire, the flames coming up, and also oxygen. You want oxygen in the middle, you want a lot of airflow. Cooking with an open fire is just way more interesting. And you can just study how wood goes up into flames and the different chemicals that are coming off of it and the different smells, the different flavors that that produces. So the white puffy smoke is the kind of lower temperature smoke. It's gonna have more acrid flavors in it. And the clean, clear, that kind of thin blue smoke is basically a hotter burning fire. So this is post oak wood. This is the wood that we use to fuel our entire business at LeRoy Lewis. It's kind of the flavor of Texas barbecue, really, to me, is post oak wood and black pepper. This is always so cool. You can see the moisture coming out of the wood. Scrape that off, put it in your coffee. So we have a food truck. We can't prep anything on the food truck. There's no cooking equipment on the food truck. So we have to cook everything at our commissary kitchen. The downside is that it's not on our property. Do the circumstances force creativity? Absolutely. Where the squeeze and where the borders come from is the sourcing. We have absolute highest possible standards. These are our Akaushi briskets. It is a cross between Angus and Japanese Wagyu. So Angus is known to be really meaty. Wagyu beef is known to be very fatty. This is Bradley. He does all of our butchering, all of our pit building, all of our events, all of our everything.
The whole point of trimming for me basically is trying to maximize how much usable brisket we get from a finished product. So it seems like a pretty aggressive trim that I'm doing, but everything we cut off gets reused.
We try to get as much out of it as we possibly can. That's really twofold, a business decision and just trying to respect where the animal came from.
The funny part about brisket though is that even though it's the same cut, like every brisket is a little differently shaped, which is kind of what I enjoy about trimming briskets.
Fatty pieces, and we've got meat pieces that still have some fat on it. All this stuff is going to become burgers. We're going to grind it up, form it up, smoke it, and then sear it. We actually get more money per burger than we do for brisket because there's no loss in cooking weight. The brisket, as it is here, is going to lose about half of its weight. And then this is going to be just 100% burger every time.
Meatball Mountain. All right, it's a big pile of burgers. I like to tell people I got hired for this burger. Before I worked here, Evan came over to my house for a 4th of July party and I was searing off burgers on a plancha over an open fire. And you're like, we should put that on the night menu. And then you hired me to run the night shift.
The only thing with that press is that it's a little too flat and wide. It kind of looks like a Whataburger, which I love Whataburger. I don't want to serve a Whataburger. So I want them, this is a diameter a little smaller. I don't want it to stick outside the bun, and I want it taller and thicker. It's going to be more dense. It's going to be juicier. We smoke it till it's rare, then we'll let it rest a little bit, and then we'll pull out a big plancha and put it in the firebox so it goes directly over the coals. It gets screaming hot, and we sear it really quick.
So basically what we're gonna do is put the plancha right in the firebox here over these hot coals so it gets nice and hot, and then we can sear these burgers off. It actually amazed me the first time we did this that you can cook a burger to medium rare and hold it for a couple hours and it still comes out medium rare and still nice and juicy. It's pretty cool.
Having to get all of our meat from Texas, from people who are responsible about raising it, and having it be of a high quality enough to barbecue with, it is hard to find all those things. So when we do, we find the whole hogs, we have to use the whole hog. Since we don't serve ribs, when we do serve ribs, we really like to wow them with the bacon rib. We kind of present it like a lot of barbecue people present the beef rib. Bacon rib is going to come from the middle, from the rib section.
So right now I'm cutting off these two bones on the end. We got the belly running through here. These are the ribs on top, and this is what our bacon rib will look like.
It kind of hits the beef rib size and wow factor, and it also gets us having ribs on the menu. This is the cure for the bacon rib. It's a pretty standard bacon cure, equal parts salt and sugar. We use brown sugar, and we're gonna add just a little bit of pink salt for that color. I mean, if you imagine eating a piece of bacon, it's really salty. If you eat a beef rib, right, it's just crusty on the outside. It's got that seasoning on the outside. This is gonna have seasoning all the way through it. It's pretty much it. Bury it. This is our bacon rib. It has been on cure for 7 days. I mean, look at it, super fatty. You can see the ribs. This is a normal rack of spare ribs, and then this is normal pork belly. Bacon on top of the rib, bacon rib. I'm gonna kind of put the bone side toward the fire just to protect it a little bit, and hopefully make it cook a little bit more evenly. The bacon rib rub. I don't wanna add any more salt to it. So this is just pretty much equal parts brown sugar, black pepper. There's a little bit of cayenne in there too. A lot of this stuff also comes from seeing other barbecue people do stuff and then wanting to do something like that but different. And then it's just a matter of execution after that. How do we make it better? How do we make it more interesting? So we're just gonna cook these until they really render out and they're nice and tender. Yeah, that's it. So we serve beef cheeks instead of brisket most days.
So these are our beef cheeks. This is how they come in, vac sealed up. If you haven't seen a beef cheek before, it's a really gnarly looking cut. It's just like the least appetizing looking thing you can think of.
Just because of the way that we source the stuff, we kind of have a split, like a 3-day, 2-day split between beef cheeks and brisket. Very similar things, brisket, beef cheek, as far as how we want to approach them, how we want to cook them. We want something similar out of the end product for both of them.
You can tell it's got all this intramuscular fat and connective tissue in there, much like a brisket. Oh, now we got beef cheek mountain going. Beef cheek mountain. All right, now I'm gonna grind up this beef fat and then we'll put it in a pot, render it down, and we'll use that for confitting our beef cheeks in.
Still want to give people what they want as far as something that is like brisket, a sliced beef option. That's what people want here in Texas. So we want to deliver that to them, but also get them out of their comfort zone just a little bit.
Oh, Jesus. This is where it looks its most appetizing out of all of it. Yummy. It's gonna melt and then all the water has to evaporate and then you'll be left with pure beef fat.
These are the cheeks. They're gonna get seasoned very similarly to the briskets. They're just gonna get completely coated. And these are gonna shrink up a little bit, so I'm not afraid to have them really hugging, you know? So they're almost gonna cook as one. So these cheeks, you saw how they went on, very raw looking. They've now developed a crust. The seasoning is nicely stuck to them. They've decreased about maybe 1/3 in size. So this is fat that we've used to confit before, so it's already nice and smoky and beefy and peppery. And so it's going to increase the beefiness, it's gonna increase the smokiness of it. It's just gonna basically concentrate the flavor. And then they're gonna cook on this smoker. By the time they all break down, oh God, it's so good. This is the hop sausage. So up here by the door, just don't want any of the casing touching really. It's gonna be colder up here. Want to cook the sausage at a lower temperature. Our sausage has some CITRA hops in it, but it's pretty standard pork sausage.
A lot of people think it's kind of strange that we use an entire ham for making sausage, because sausage is typically one of those things that you just use as scraps. But I think that's kind of what makes us unique. And then we got the CITRA hops.
It is a really good way of judging a barbecue place. Do they care enough to make their own sausage? What kind are they making? Are they just doing jalapeno cheese like literally everybody else? Cooking with an open fire is just way more interesting. A lot of people with barbecue, this is all they're doing. Just offset pit.
This is a tenderloin right here.
Tenderloin is really good, super tender obviously. We can just season it really simply and cook it directly on the coals. If you are cooking on the coals, that's gonna be the hottest way you can possibly cook. Live fire cooking is just way more interesting because cooking method adds the most flavor. Wood fire smoking, it's gonna add a ton of flavor to the food, and that's really the most important part. We're getting ready to make some Texas red chili. It's really just ground beef and some spices and red chilies. That's it.
Beans too, right?
0 beans in chili. I will die on that hill. If there's a single bean in the pot, it is then a pot of beans.
I learned that one the hard way when I suggested putting beans in the chili one time.
No f***ing beans in the chili. Some of what we do just comes from our mission of just wanting to order good meat and wanting to use all of that. I think pretty much everything stems from the sourcing. Do you want cheese and onions on your Frito pie? You really can't go wrong with anything on the menu. What is barbecue? To me, it is a personal touchstone for me. It's really the way that we try to express ourselves and try to kind of bring something a little bit more interesting to the culinary landscape. We try to say something about the city, about ourselves, and about the people that produce the things that we use as well.
What do you recommend? The beef cheeks?
Yeah, the beef cheeks is kind of a signature item for us. They're really good, very similar to brisket. I don't know if it's as much as my chef approach to it, but just a creative approach in general. Just trying to do different things. I mean, a lot of the times you just it's just word association, right? Things that sound like they would make sense together. You know, you can take a list of techniques and a list of, meats, and then you just play crisscross match and you can come up with something crazy. And then one of those, every now and then is gonna be something really special. It's gonna hit and it's gonna affect people in a certain way. I want people who leave LeRoy and Lewis to say that is the best and most interesting barbecue I've ever had in my life.